Hey guys, what to trade next week? In this video, we'll discuss euro dollar, we'll analyze Dow Jones index, we'll take a look at Bitcoin and dollar yen pair, and we will analyze EURUSD. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let's start. I want to start our analysis with the dollar yen pair. We are on a daily time frame, and first, let's execute the trend analysis. Analyzing the price action here on a daily, we can see that the market is trading in a bearish trend. From the end of October, the market keeps setting lower lows and lower highs. And recently, a very important thing happened with the pair. Here we got a very important horizontal structure support, and that structure was broken. And after the breakout, the structure turned into resistance, and so far we see very nice and strong bearish reactions from that. You can see that this week the market retested that structure again, and from such a perspective, definitely the pair looks very bearish. But what if I say, traders, that here we also have a very bullish clue? Take a look. If we take that structure high and draw a trend line, you can see that right here we also have a major falling trend line, and that trend line was respected many times in a row in the past, and it was the resort for sellers to sell from. And of course, after the breakout, that trend line turned into support. You can see that this week with this high momentum bullish candle, the market closed above that trend line, and it is a very bullish clue. So what can we expect from dollar yen pair from such a perspective? Here we have the so-called decision zone. Yes, that decision zone is based on the broken trend line and that horizontal structure. And everything will depend on the reaction of the price to that. If the price breaks and closes below that trend line, yes, if we see the violation and if the daily candle closes below that, then we will consider that breakout to be false. And then the pair will most likely drop and retest the current lows. If the price respects that trend line, bounces and violates that horizontal resistance to the upside, it will be a very bullish clue. And then the market will keep growing. If we see a daily candle close above that structure, a bullish continuation will be expected. So it is a very tricky situation at the moment on dollar yen pair traders. So wait for breakout and only then act. Now let's analyze euro dollar. We are on a daily time frame, and here the trend is very bullish, and you can see that here the market is unstoppable and it keeps breaking multiple structures. And recently euro dollar violated important horizontal structure resistance again. You can see that right here we got a very important structure cluster respected 2 times in a row. And then after the breakout, of course, that structure turned into support. So from that support, we can look for buying opportunities. Moreover, looking left at structure, analyzing the structure on the left, we can see that euro dollar has also violated that major zone of supply to the upside and closed above that. And the next strong resistance that we can see on euro dollar is right here. Yes, so that resistance will most likely be the next goal for buyers. So from that support, we can expect a bullish movement to that. Now let's discuss how we will catch this bullish movement with the confirmation. Opening a 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, analyzing the price action and analyzing the reaction of the price to the broken structure, you can see, traders, that right here we formed a double bottom pattern. Do you see this one? Here's our first bottom, here goes our second bottom. And next week we can try to trade this double bottom. In order to buy this pattern, we will need a bullish breakout of its neckline. We will need a 4-hour candle close above that neckline first, and then we will set our buy limit order on a retest. Our entry will be right here, our stop loss will lie below the lows of the pattern, and our initial target will be the current high. Our second target for this trade, however, will be the resistance that we spotted on a daily. Here will be our second target for the trade. So let me say that again. From a current perspective, we are not buying. we will buy the pair only after a breakout of that horizontal neckline, so patiently wait for its violation. Remember that if the price sets a new level low close and violates that horizontal support to the downside, it will be a very bearish clue, and then the market will most likely drop lower. Now let's analyze EURUSD pair. We are on a daily time frame, and analyzing the price action right here, we may spot that for some time the market was stuck within that horizontal trading range. After a very strong bullish impulse, after a very strong bullish continuation, the market started a correctional movement, and for a couple of months we were stuck within that horizontal range. But take a look what happened with the pair this week. The price broke and closed above the resistance of that range on a daily. We got the confirmed violation of that, and of course, from such a perspective, it is a very important bullish clue. But one thing is missing right here, traders. If we open a weekly time frame and analyze the price action on a weekly, you can see that the global trend right here is bearish. And taking that high and drawing a trend line, you can see that right here we have a major falling trend line. So what I was waiting for this week, traders, I was waiting for bullish breakout of that trend line as well. And in order to confirm a breakout, I need a weekly candle close above that. And our weekly candle closes in just 5 hours. So if we close above that trend line, it will be a very important bullish signal. And then the pair may go much higher. The closest next resistance that we see is right here. So traders, if we close above that trend line on the weekly, look for an occasional retest, either of that horizontal support or that trend line. And from there, look for buying opportunities. And it can be a great swing trade that you can catch. By the way, let me know in the comment section, traders, if you want to learn my swing trading strategy. I will record the video for you. Now let's analyze Bitcoin. We are on a daily time frame, and recently the market reached that low. Bounced, and then we started a correctional movement. And now we see that the market is trading in a minor bullish trend. But even though the market is bullish locally, I want to remind you, traders, that globally we are trading in a long-term bearish trend, and the market is very bearish. Analyzing this correctional movement and analyzing the structure on the left, you can see, traders, that this week a very important structure was reached. You can see that in the past it was a very strong support from where we saw very nice bullish reactions. But after the breakout, this structure turned into resistance from where the market dropped sharply. And what happened this week, traders? This week the market retested that structure, and we got rejected from that and formed a doji candle on that. Now analyzing the price action, taking that low, we may spot right here this very cute rising trend line, and taking that high, we can spot one more. Here we have a perfect example of a bearish flag pattern, traders. And what we know about this pattern signifies a correctional movement in a bearish trend. And most of the time, the violation of its support is a very important bearish clue. You can see that at the moment we have a breakout attempt of the support of the flag. And if we close below that, traders, if we close below that on a daily, it will be a very important bearish clue, and then the market will most likely drop to current lows. For extra confirmation, you can consider trading the breakout of that horizontal support. You can see that that structure was respected already 3 times in a row, and 3 times in a row the market bounced from that. So you can wait for a breakout of that support as the extra confirmation, and then shorten a retest expecting a bearish movement to the current lows. So definitely Bitcoin looks very bearish. That breakout of the flag is very important, and probabilities will be high that the market will drop lower. By the way, traders, if you want to learn how to trade flag pattern, watch this video. There I explained how I trade flag formation. Last but not least is Dow Jones Index. We are on a daily time frame, and let's analyze what is the situation on the daily. Analyzing the price action right here, the first thing that we should note is that globally the trend is bearish. We are trading in a long-term bearish trend, and once that structural low was reached, we started a correctional movement. We bounced, but we perfectly respected that horizontal structure. Even though we got the breakout attempt of that, it turned out that that breakout here was false. And after that, the market quickly returned below that structure. Now, zooming in the chart and analyzing the recent price action, you can see that for some time, Dow Jones Index was coiling within that horizontal range. You can see that here we have a very perfect horizontal trading range where the price was stuck for a quite long period of time. And it turned out that today we have a very bearish day, and at the moment the market is trading below the support of the range. What we know about such ranges is that the breakout of its lower boundary most of the time indicates a highly probable bearish continuation, while a breakout of its resistance most of the time is a very important bullish clue. So if we close below the support of the range on a daily, and the daily candle closes in just 5 hours, so I'm quite sure that will close below that, the index will keep falling. And then we'll expect a bearish continuation. The first support on focus on Dow Jones will be that structure. It is the first daily structure support that we see, and probabilities will be very high that that support will be reached. And if we violate that support, then the market will most likely drop to that structure. Also, traders, remember that you can see that at the moment we are quite close to that support, so shorting aggressively is not an option. Next week you can look for an occasional retest of the broken support of the range, and from there you can look for shorting opportunities. Alright, traders, let me know in the comment section if you want me to analyze something else for you. Also, traders, if you have any questions, if something is not clear in my analysis, always ask, I always reply. Also, traders, if you want to learn how to trade, if you want to see how I trade live, don't forget to check my premium educational group, the link in the description below. Also, traders, please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching, traders.